Yeah, but so how did you guys wind up with Beavis and Butthead there?
So I was making these animated shorts in my house and just mailing out VHS tapes of them. And there was a show called Liquid Television. Well, I made 3 shorts before. Beavis and Butthead was the 4th one I'd made, and the first 3 had gotten, like the first one I made was on a show on comedies. It was called the Comedy Channel. Night After Night with Alan Havey.
I remember Alan Havey.
Yeah, and then I'd gotten in some animation festivals, and so people were starting. There was a show called Liquid Television on MTV that was on Sunday nights, and they would license animated shorts. So I got like 3 or 4 of mine on there. It all happened very quickly. Like they asked me to send my first 3, and I said I have a new one, and it was Beavis and Butthead, and then it got on that show, and then there was a long, weird, cryptic negotiation where they said they want to buy it, and I said what for, and and then I negotiated. It was Colossal Pictures did Liquid Television, and then finally they said it's over. Oh, it was a long, ugly thing, and then finally MTV came to me directly. I still didn't know what they were going to do with it. I thought those little station IDs or something. And I was elated. I was like, this is amazing. I'm just making these things in my house outside of Dallas, and it's going to be on MTV. That's amazing. And then I sold it. I sold the whole thing to him for something like $18,000.
Really? The whole property, everything?
Yeah, I mean, I retained something that you'd never see any money from, but I was able to get it back later, years later. But
how'd you do that?
Just because they needed me to do it, and I just, but it was, yeah, I sold it. But this was after months of negotiating, and I'm like, well, I was animating everything by myself. It would take me like 6 to 8 weeks to make 2 minutes. And after 2 Beavis and Butthead shorts, I was kind of out of ideas anyway. So I thought, like, okay, this will be my, admission fee to show business. I'll just sell this off just to meet people and have them know about me. And I, after, like, I went to different lawyers, and there was this mob lawyer in Dallas who was just like, don't sign it. And I said, well, then I just don't do this. Like, I mean, I don't regret it, because I think they were ready to walk away. It'd been months, like 5 or 6 months, which I guess in show business isn't that long of a negotiation all the time. But yeah, then they flew me up there, and then they started talking about we're going to do 65 episodes, and I was saying, okay, am I going to be involved? And they said, of course, it's your baby, and but they didn't say any of that until they already owned it. They didn't want to. Maybe it was part of the the whole Pauly Shore of it all, and those people that had gotten out of there. But they did. Their lawyer had all the bad intentions of a good lawyer, but she wasn't all that great and didn't know animation. So there were some big holes in the contract that I was able to exploit later. And yeah, she thought that I was going to be doing all the animation myself. So there was like a per minute fee that was like 3 seasons in. My manager, Michael Rotenberg, who's also a lawyer, said, hey, this thing says they owe you a ton of money. So yeah, I was able to get it back, and now I own it like 50-50 with them. So.
Oh, okay.
That was after the movie, and they wanted a sequel and all that stuff.
And so this movie that you got coming out, when did this start getting developed?
Let's see. I had the idea for it a long time ago. It was really about 3 years ago. And then right before the lockdown, because it was Friday the 13th, March 2020, I had lunch with the Chris McCarthy and Kais Hill Edgar, the Paramount Plus guys, and just sealed the deal right then, and then made the entire movie with everyone on Zoom and Evercast.